Redhawks, sealing the deal. Huge win for them. CFCAT crew, thank you all for joining us tonight. It's boys basketball. Frontier strikes right back. Dredge takes a three in the corner. 3 threes in a row for the Redhawks. Pulls the three. Yes! What a shot! Oh my God! Look at that! And you can kiss that goodbye! That's the game. This is exactly how the JV game is going. Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television, and welcome back to Good Now Gymnasium for the second night in a row for a girls basketball matchup here at Frontier Regional School. Good evening, I'm your host, Mason Smith, joined once again on the mic by Tom Albert, and this, Tom, is probably the biggest matchup for this girls squad from Frontier of their whole regular season. This is the team that knocked them out of Western Mass last season in, I believe it was the quarterfinals round, as they had to add an extra round to Western Mass last year. Because there was just too many good teams in Class B. But this is an outstanding team that they're facing off against, coming off of their best season, one of the best seasons in their school's history, but definitely the best in recent memory. It's the Pittsfield Generals. There's been a lot of crucial games for Frontier in the regular season and the postseason for a lot of their sports teams against this school, and we have yet another one here this evening in Good Now Gymnasium.
Yeah, it's going to be an excellent game, Mason. Two good teams going at it, and we're just going to have to wait and see who comes out on top. Frontier, they're 10-1 on the season, and Pittsfield is 8-2. But Pittsfield is the second seed in the power rankings for D3, and Frontier is the second seed for D4. So a bit of an advantage for Pittsfield, I'd say, in this game, Mason.
A little bit, yeah. The other advantage that you can point to when you're looking at the stats is that they average about 3.5 points more per game than Frontier does. Just above 60 points per game for them, where Frontier is averaging just around 57. So for these two teams, it's a question of how that's going to shape up. Mostly, I think it's going to come down to a defensive matchup. You have two really high-scoring teams, especially for girls basketball, going up against each other. Something has to give in their offense, and it's going to be up to the defense to decide what is going to give and what's going to stay consistent for these teams. Coach Hastings for the Redhawks having his pregame huddle at their bench on the left side of the stadium, and some pregame free throws for the Pittsfield Generals, who have yet to meet with their coach, who is in her second season here at Pittsfield, Christy Conyers. Conyers has her daughter on the team, wearing number 3 in the purple tonight, Caprice Conyers. She's one of the higher scoring players, the highest scoring player actually, on the Pittsfield Generals, with 174 points on the season, averaging 17.4 in a game. And of course, for the Redhawks, it's Addie Harrington topping that list with 203 points in her season total. We'll go down to the floor now for the starting lineups and the national anthem here in Good Now Gymnasium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Frontier Regional School for tonight's game. Our guests this evening are the Pittsfield Generals. The member high schools of the MIA formally welcome you to this game. The students participating in tonight's contest are representing their schools, their families, and themselves. Please encourage these student athletes with your personal display of support and good sportsmanship. And now for tonight's starting lineups, we'll go over the Pittsfield Generals first. At guard, number 1, PJ Ellerby. At guard, number 3, Caprice Conyers. At center, number 4, Madison Stets. Forward, number 5, Aaron Castillo. At forward, number 13, Banner Summers. And Pittsfield is coached by Conyers. And now for Frontier Redhawks. Now would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
All right, and we are just a few moments away from tip-off here in South Deerfield at Frontier Regional for what is sure to be a very exciting girls basketball matchup. If you missed our pregame talk, it's the Pittsfield Generals that Frontier is playing against tonight. So for Frontier, this is a team in the division above them, Division 3, and not only that, Pittsfield is ranked second in Division 3. Frontier themselves ranked second in Division 4. And there's a bit of revenge that Frontier is trying to get here against Pittsfield. This is the school that knocked them out of their Western Mass run last season in the quarterfinals of that tournament. Frontier's last Western Mass title has not come within recent memory, as Harper Modesto tries to win the opening tip-off, but it gets turned over on the tip to Pittsfield. A pass down low, now kicked out. Deep two, can't be knocked down. It's off the back rim as Macy DeMeo comes in, gets the rebound, but she steps out of bounds in the process. Will be an inbound pass for the Generals underneath their own basket. Kiana Summers is going to take it, number 13 in purple. A box setup off the inbound, and it does get in for the Generals in the hands of Caprice Conyers. Conyers passes it down low, and it's turned over. Excuse me, it was Summers who passed it down low. Harrington tries to punch it through the defense, and it goes the way of Frontier off a deflection as she was double teamed. Have to get it across half court quickly as they lost some time on the turnover. Campbell gets it ahead to Modesto. Modesto sheds the defense as one of the Generals fell down behind the play. Modesto can't finish the basket, and the rebound goes the other way for Summers. Pass forward quickly. Castillo with it. Sees a man outside. Now it's back at the point. Head on three. Comes up short. The rebound gathered back up. Here's Ellerby for three. And it's missed. Rebound loose. Gathered back up by the Generals. It's a 3-on-1. Modesto tries to get in the way, but the first points of the game get knocked down by Harlan Castillo. 2-0 the score in favor of the Generals. Modesto with it on the right wing. Steele pitches it up high. Now it's Harrington on the far side. Harrington drives through traffic, puts it up. It falls off of the back rim. Saved by Modesto as she falls down hard. Lucky it wasn't on that bad knee of hers. Now with 6:35 to go, it's pitched over by the Generals on the left wing. DeMayo has to step up on defense. Fields the contact and creates the turnover. Campbell comes up with it for Frontier. Campbell double team, sends it forward. Here's Harrington on the near side, right wing. Modesto down low, and it's going to be out of bounds. Will go to the Generals. No, stay with Frontier afterwards. Campbell on the inbound pass. DeMayo has it on the right wing. 3-ball. Harrington drains it.
Good 3 there by Hattie Harrington.
Her first points of the night. Frontier's first as well. And a travel going to be called on Madison Stetz, one of the seniors on the Generals roster, turning the ball over. Skylar Steele finds Addie Harrington on the inbound, gives it right back loose, and stays with Frontier off the deflection. Inbound pass goes to Harper Modesto, and here's Steele as she gets it back and puts it down.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Harper to draw that player up. Ooh.
Now Steele falls down off of a screen. Open 3 for Pittsfield. Can't be knocked down. It comes up short. Rebound loose. Blocked by Harrington. And now a deep 2 can't be knocked down. The Generals just can't find the bottom of the net, Tom.
No, but they are getting a lot of offensive boards, so that will help them in the long run.
Those second chance points definitely can become killer, especially down the road if we end up having a close game. Redhawks have the ball, sent forward, and it's turned over. It looked like it might have gotten deflected. Harrington steps up to contest the 3, and there's Castillo again. And now we'll have a timeout coming from Coach Hastings, I believe.
Yeah, it was called by him.
So the Redhawks now find themselves tied against the Generals. It's been a low-scoring start to the game. We're 2.5 minutes in, and only 10 points have been scored, 5 for each team, Tom.
Yeah, just good defense from either teams. A couple turnovers from the Redhawks, which has not been working for them, like on that last play. Just didn't work out for them. But maybe after this timeout, they can turn it around.
Probably being addressed by Coach Hastings right now. The turnovers usually haven't been an issue for the Redhawks so far this season, Tom. And something I didn't really get to say during the pregame that much was that I'm expecting Frontier's defense to really try and step up during this game. It's been such a key point of their game plan this whole season. And right now it seems a little just out of sorts. And part of that defense, what comes with it is defensive rebounds. And like you said, they've been getting beaten on the rebounds pretty consistently so far this game.
Yeah, they just got to be a little bit more aggressive under the hoop.
Steele runs across the baseline, gets it back off the inbound, sends it back to Harrington. Tipped away. Modesto has it, sends it back. We have a foul called, and it looks like it's going against Stetz. That'll be the first foul of the game.
Team's first. Stetz is first.
Steele gets it into Harrington. And now it's back with Campbell. Double dribble is going to be called, I think, against Campbell.
Yep.
Which forces the turnover. And I think it is that high press that's really starting to get to the Redhawks right now, Tom, early on here.
Yeah, the press has just been working for Pittsfield. It's been causing turnovers, and Frontier's just got to find a way to beat it.
With the ball right now for the Generals was Conyers. Passes it over, and a deep 2 gets missed by Stetz. She hands it back off to Conyers. Conyers hands it off top. With the ball is Conyers again. Shoots another 3, and that one will deflect out of play. Conyers has taken a lot of shots and just hasn't been able to knock any down yet, Tom.
Yeah. Eventually they'll land, but if you keep shooting.
Couple changes for the Red Hawks here as DeMeo and Modesto take a seat on the bench. Schreiber and Hayes coming into the game. Campbell stuck on the press. Schreiber barely gets the ball off. Now she passes it through a deflection to Jazzy Hayes. Hayes sees Campbell, who runs right into her chest, and she hands it off. Now she gets it back. Sends it high and across the floor to steal a dangerous pass, but it finds its mark. Loose pass again. Hayes can't knock it free, and we've got a foul on Jazzy Hayes as she tried to recover the ball. Some dangerous passes from the Red Hawks, Tom.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see, Mason.
Just not seeming like themselves so far in this game. As the Generals have possession once again, it's still a tie game. A lot of them missed shots, and some good defense here and there from the Red Hawks has helped them out. There's some good defense as Harrington gets her hand on the ball, and it will go the way of the Red Hawks.
They still got to find a way to beat this press, Mason.
Hayes trying to do it right now. Steele sends it forward, deflected, and it's a high pass again that creates the turnover and the points now as Conyers finally gets on the board for the Generals. High pass connects with Steele this time, and a foul going to be called on Castillo.
That'll be our first team second of this quarter.
Generals lead by 2 here halfway through the first quarter. Hayes gets pressured fiercely by Conyers. Now she sends it over to Campbell. Campbell getting pressured by Conyers as a zone is being run by the Generals, shifting their defensive assignments. One-handed bounce pass finds its way to Campbell. She picks up her dribble. Nice baseline feed. Modesto looking for an outlet. Finds Campbell. Now it's Schreiber on the left wing. Schreiber with 10 to shoot. Now 8. Here's Modesto on the right blocks. Gets stripped of the ball. It's turned over. Can't be taken back by Frontier. They have to drop back on defense. And a travel is called on Castillo as she scrambled to control the ball.
Yeah, lucky break for the Red Hawks there.
Very lucky. Modesto doesn't want a 3. Now she sends it over to her right. Harrington sends it high across the floor. Deep 3 from Campbell, and it doesn't go. Campbell trying to get the rebound, but it was Castillo who got there first. Castillo runs back on to offense now for the Generals. They have a 2-point lead still. Summers with the ball. Kiana Summers sends it down low. Good post move, and Madison Stetz gets on the board. 4-point lead for the Generals, and another turnover on the press. It's working beautifully for them. Here's Summers for 3, and she sends it wide. Long pass again to the far side of the floor. It's Harrington who gets it as no one was on her. Harrington called for a foul as she raises the elbow and tries to create the separation.
Yeah. Not good so far for the Red Hawks here.
2:46 to go as Harrington picks up her first foul of the game. Generals with the ball once again. Despite the score, they've been dominating the early minutes of this contest here in Goodnow Gymnasium. Red Hawks, for the first time, seem to be flailing at home. Conyers with the ball, driving against Schreiber, now against Hayes, throws it up through contact. Might have been looking for a foul, but she didn't get it. Nice move by Hayes to shed the defense. One-handed pass. Here's Schreiber down low, and she gets the finish. Big points from Abby Schreiber, as she now has to hustle back on defense. The layup on the fast break can't be finished by Conyers, and it goes the other way. Conyers being a little hasty here, Tom.
Yeah. That's going to be a foul on Ellerby.
Yeah.
Her first team third.
Modesto waiting for help. Now she brings it across herself as Harrington gave her the ball in the backcourt. Hayes almost falls down, knocks down her opponent. Here's a 3 from Jazzy Hayes.
Nice 3 by Hayes.
Now she's back on defense, guarding Conyers, who blows right past her, and she can't get the layup again. Conyers just can't find the basket, but Harrington can, and the Redhawks are back in this game.
Yeah, just like that, they're looking like themselves, Mason.
Not sure what it was, but Hayes falls back on defense, and this time it'll be Kiana Summers who does find a way to beat her successfully. Back to a one-point game. Harrington trapped in the near corner, taken away by Summers. She's been outstanding on defense. Conyers with the ball. Conyers sends it up top. Here's a three that's missed off the back rim. Smith Moody took that shot, and a jump ball going to be called as Harrington couldn't find help, screaming at her teammates who sprinted down the floor that they need to come back and help her break this press, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, this press has been working for Pittsfield, and it's just been a struggle for the Redhawks trying to get it over half court.
Modesto on the baseline, dribbling to the near side, long pass. Here's Hayes, joined by traffic, and she's knocked off balance, can't make the shot, and now it's loose. Steele diving for it, and I think Steele's called for a foul here. She is.
Yep, it'll be our first team's third of this quarter, and we got 58 seconds left to go.
It's definitely been a fast-paced first quarter. Long way to go in this game, but Frontier did well to get back into it quickly as DeMayo comes back onto the floor after she checked off for a short time. Conyers with the ball, bringing it up for her Generals. Gets it back over a screen, and she's blocked by Harrington. Kicked out wide, and there's no one there for Harlan Castillo, who was looking for an outlet in the near corner, and there was literally just no one standing there.
You got to pass it to somebody.
Through the high court press, Campbell passes it to Modesto, who launches it to DeMayo. DeMayo, double teamed in the far corner, turns it over, and it's saved. A great job by Summers, been outstanding on this press. Pass down low, kicked back out. Shot from Castillo doesn't go. High rebound off the back rim, and it's taken away and turned back over as it goes out of bounds. 23 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the shot clock is dark. Harrington and Modesto check onto the bench as Schreiber and Hayes come back onto the floor for the Redhawks. Campbell can't save the inbound pass from Steele, and the Redhawks turn over in the dying seconds of the first quarter, Tom.
Yeah, many turnovers for the Hawks in this first quarter. Very unlike them, Mason, and they just got to at least go into the second quarter trying to figure out a way to not do that.
Here's the Generals, 12 seconds to go, and they miss the shot. Loose rebound. Here comes Steele. She gets the stretch pass. Steele over Summers. 3 seconds to go. Stretch pass for the Generals, and it goes out of bounds. There's a tenth of a second left, and there's no way they're getting a successful shot off here, but they stopped it anyway. Could have let it run out. Steele doesn't get it off and sends it right into the lap of Braden Dion. So it's 14-11 as the Redhawks climb back into this contest late in the first quarter after they trailed by, I think it was 4 or 6 points that they trailed by at some point here in the first quarter, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, they just came out of this at the start of the game. They were looking not so good, but they kind of picked it up and late in that second quarter, and it worked out for them.
I think part of it had to do with there's something about this girls team, and we've seen it happen in previous years. A lot of the players on this team have been on the varsity roster for many years now, and they tend to get in their heads, Tom, when there's something. The best way I can say is if there's something important about this game. This is an important game, and they're getting in their heads about it. Right now it seems like they're overcoming it, but in those first few minutes you could really see it was rattling them a little bit, just the pressure getting to them.
Yeah, definitely a very important matchup tonight, and whoever can come out away with this win, it's going to be a big one. So
for the Redhawks, this could be a huge opportunity to pass or get even closer to Millis, who's the only team that's above them in Division 4 for the state rankings. They're about 2 units above them as almost a steal for the Redhawks. Conyers can't make the layup. It's pitched out wide. Here's Summers for a deep 2, and it goes out of bounds. Will stay with the Generals.
Yeah, still for the Redhawks, they're not really getting those boards, Mason, and it's been a struggle for them.
Harper Modesto's been great with the boards, and now this is a play the Redhawks know very well. This is a Dave Michon play, and they read it perfectly, shut down the 3-ball opportunity, and now a pass down low is turned over by the Redhawks. Here comes Campbell the other way, throws it up as she fielded contact. DeMayo, feeling plenty of pressure, kicks it out to the top of the floor. Here's Harrington with it. Steele sees a lane. She drives the baseline, kicks it out wide, and a good hand by Conyers to knock it out of bounds. That's the first time I've ever seen that inbound play run by another team, Tom.
Yeah. And the Redhawks knew what was going to happen.
The Redhawks kind of run the same thing back. They spread a couple players out more, but here's Campbell for 3. It's knocked out of the rim as it looked to be going in. But here comes Kiana Summers. Back to Summers from Ellerby. Sent down low and a great backdoor feed for Madison Stetz. She's got 4 on the night now. It's back to a 1-point game. Steele barely saves the pass. Campbell gets it back, sends it over to the near side. Here's Harrington. Addie Harrington with it, sends it high, and it goes right over Campbell's head. Terrible miscommunication from the Redhawks. Now they're on defense. Ellerby drains a 3. Two-point lead for the Generals. Schreiber trying to get past Stetz. She passes it off to Campbell. Now Steele on the right side. In the near corner, Harrington gets it back to Steele. High pressure from Conyers. Quick pass from DeMayo over to Schreiber. Schreiber pressured fiercely. Now double-teamed. Finds Campbell, sends it up top, and as Harrington got the ball, there was a timeout called by Coach Hastings, his second of the game.
Yeah, the Redhawks right now, I mean, they haven't scored in this second quarter, so it's been a bit of a struggle so far, Mason.
Just about a 2-minute drought now for them as it's closing in on 6 minutes to go in this first half. But you're right, Tom, for the Redhawks, they've just been struggling now in the start of the second quarter the same way they did in the start of the first quarter. And they're calling a timeout again at a similar juncture in the game as they find themselves trailing by a small margin to try and find a way to bring themselves back on top of the scoreboard against the Generals. For the Redhawks, it's just been really feeling, like we said a couple times now, it's just not seeming like themselves.
No, I mean, it's almost a different team out there, Mason. It's definitely a different feel than we've seen. So they just gotta work hard this game.
Redhawks running a stack off their inbound, trying to set something up on offense. Modesto just came into the game, fires it up top as she's knocked off balance. Harrington sends the ball up high, went right off of Steele's shoulder. Here's Summers, and it was Castillo who put the shot up, who draws a foul on her way up as well.
Yeah, that'll be Macy DeMayo's first of the quarter.
Dropping back for a discussion with their coach is Conyers, and it looks like it's Ellerby back with her as Carolyn Castillo gets her 6th point of the night. Castillo for her second shot here from the nail. Goes 2 for 2. Long pass quickly off of the inbound. It's Campbell. The press falling off for the Generals as it was broken quickly by the Redhawks. They shift back into their zone defense. Harrington gets the ball, driving on the right side. Conyers couldn't pick her pocket, but she misses the shot. Down by 4, Redhawks back on defense as they lose another possession. Deep 2 from the near corner, misses. Conyers gets the rebound. Has an open 3 as Campbell just ran away from her.
Not a smart move there, but
Down by 7 now. Harrington sends it up high, almost too high for Modesto. Back to Harrington. Harrington gets the ball stripped away from her, and the Redhawks lose the ball again.
yeah, it's just been turnover after turnover for them.
Redhawks not doing well protecting the ball. Fakes a 3, a travel is going to be called on Summers, who doesn't like the call. Very good attendance here for the student section, and we have the pep band in attendance for the first time at home this season for either the boys or the girls, as another turnover by the Redhawks is going to be brought back the other way by the Generals. 3-ball put up, missed. Now Modesto sees Hayes on the far side. Double teamed, pushed out of bounds, and it's going to be a foul, it looks like, on Castillo.
Her team's first of this quarter. Her second.
Still down by 7. The Redhawks have been getting a little better on defense, but still struggling on offense. And I'm going to say something, Tom, that's been an old adage of yours for the many years that we've called games together. 2 words, bounce passes.
Yep.
You knew I was going to say it.
Yep.
Smiling before the words even came out of my mouth. They've been sending them sky high this whole game, and it just hasn't been working for them.
Yeah, I mean, got to go to the bounce pass.
Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Generals on their baseline. Stack formation out of the inbound. Looking up top. Campbell on defense against Conyers. Conyers sends it over to her left. Now it's Conyers with it again. She gets a screen. Stutter step. Drives. Almost slips through the hands of Smith Moody. And now couple quick passes, find its way back to Smith Moody, and a travel on number 10 in purple.
That was good defense from the Hawks there. But the Redhawks have not scored in 3 minutes and 45 seconds, basically. They got to find something offensively.
It's going to start with good passes, good bounce passes. Oh, there's one. Finds its way to Hayes. Modesto gets a high pass. Now she sends it back up top. Hayes takes a 3 and knocks it down. Her second made 3 of the night, and she's perfect from range. Here's a handoff back to Conyers, trying to get through traffic, loses the ball, comes back to Ellerby. She can't make the shot, and Hayes gets the rebound. Hayes falls back through a double team, trying to push her way forward, and she sends it up to Macy DeMeo, who's pressured fiercely by Ellerby. And a long pass, high, Campbell.
She was just hiding down there, Mason.
Good backdoor feed. Nice heads-up play by Jazzy Hayes to see Campbell down low. Now it's back to a 2-point game. The Redhawks have climbed back into this one yet again. Still waiting to take the lead back, though. The Generals have the ball back on offense. 3:07 to go. Kicked out wide. Smith Moody, and a turnover called on her again as she travels again. I think that might be the 3rd or 4th time this game, Tom.
Yeah, we've seen that plenty of times, Mason, and they move before they catch the ball. It's just not working for them.
Here's Steele breaking through the press quickly off a pass from Hayes. Long high pass finds its way to Campbell. There's a good bounce pass. Modesto falling away, and it looks like she might have tripped over her own foot as she was turning to make that shot. Here's Asia Smith Moody, a great move, but she travels again. And Coach Conyers is just, she's being very vocal about it now, and I can understand it. I mean, that's the same player being called for it 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm sure she might have a talk with her once she gets back to the bench, but she's communicating with the officials at this moment. Here's Hayes with the ball for the Redhawks. Still down by 2, 20 seconds to shoot. High pass to Modesto. It gets hacked at. No one in front of her. She can't knock down the 2. Campbell comes screaming in, and she can't get the boards. from Kiana Summers. Driving. And,
Kickball.
yeah, kickball as Caprice Conyers tried her own bounce pass. Now we have Jalen Rodriguez coming in for Bridget Ellerby. Modesto checking out of the game. Looks like Harrington was the one who came in for her. Harrington loses a battle down low. Shot put up by Stetz. She kicks it out wide, and Smith Moody can't knock it down. And that's going to be a foul on Smith Moody as it'll be a shove. She got two hands right on the arm of Steele.
That'll be her first foul, team second in this quarter. Pretty clean quarter by both teams, though.
Pretty clean game overall, especially considering we're with 2 minutes left in the first half. There's been not a lot of fouls for both teams.
Yeah, nine total fouls.
Pass comes up too high. Harrington can't handle it. Now she takes it back from Asia. Harrington oversteps and she knocks it down off the glass. Hayes guarding up high. Pass down low to Rodriguez. No shot and a travel on the floor as she went airborne to get the pass and came down and stumbled her way through the shot.
This is a lot of travels we've seen from this Pittsfield team. And
I think it's the most I've seen by any team in any game, actually, in a long time.
yeah, I mean, it's just a lot from them this quarter, Mason. Very unlike them than we saw in that first quarter. So.
Absolutely, but now we have ourselves a tie game here. 90 seconds to go in the first half. Knotted at 21. Hayes hands it off to Campbell. Kicked out to Harrington. She takes a three. It doesn't go, and Stetz gets the rebound. Stretch pass deflected. Smith Moody gets it, and she gets the basket. Pittsfield retakes the lead. 1:10 to go. Harrington between her legs. Guarded by Smith Moody. Now Hayes with the ball. Harrington dropped down low. Steele trying to drive as the pass led her down low. 15 seconds to shoot. Now there's 12 seconds to shoot. Harrington saves the ball from a back court. Now she sees Campbell unguarded in the far corner. Can't knock down the three as she sends it too far, and the Redhawks lose another offensive possession. 37 seconds to go. Summers with it. Out to Conyers. Three ball put up and knocked down. Smith Moody on that take, I believe.
Yep.
Ref was right in our way, but shot clock is off here. Steele sends a three ball too far right into the hands of Caprice Conyers. Stretch pass to Smith Moody. Smith Moody up top, pass down low. Rodriguez gets hacked at, misses. Harrington got her hand in there, and the putback from Stetz is good. Pulling away now is the Generals. Campbell at the buzzer. Can't knock down the three. It was dead on, but sent a little too far as the Redhawks find themselves trailing by 7 at the end of the first half. I think that they've been playing a lot better in that second half, in that second quarter, Tom. They seemed more like themselves, but I think that it's now time where we move away from the Redhawks not performing how they usually do and just start giving credit to Pittsfield's defense. They've been great.
They've been excellent all night, Mason, and it's just been a struggle for the Hawks. Especially in that first quarter, we saw the press working very well. It caused a lot of turnovers for the Redhawks, and you know they just kept it all the way through. So.
There's been some great two-way players on Pittsfield. The first one that comes to mind is Erilyn Castillo, number 5 in the purple and gray for the Generals. She's been outstanding, both sides of the ball. She's got herself the most points out of any Pittsfield player on the night, 7, and she's creative, multiple turnovers. She's got great court vision from what I can see on offense, and on defense as well. She's just been playing smart, Tom.
Yeah. She's done an excellent job in this game, and we'll see what happens in the second half, Mason.
For the Redhawks, I think a key is going to be those rebounds. You talked about it before, Tom, and honestly, not to be harsh on them, they shouldn't be losing these battles.
Yeah.
You look about, like, visually, biologically factual things about this Pittsfield team, they're shorter than the Redhawks. And I don't like for a lot of the matchups, it's not close.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, Addie Harrington is at the arc and is being guarded by Asia Smith Moody, who's maybe a foot shorter than her.
Yep.
Like, it's close. And, I mean, number one, you know, you could probably drive against her and put up whatever shot you want, uncontested practically. And that's just the reality of that size matchup that Harrington has against her. Number one, I think Harrington probably should try and exploit that, but down low, you're having most of the Pittsfield team unable, they should be unable to win rebounds from you, but Pittsfield's being smart. They're using their body to their advantage, and the Redhawks haven't been anticipating that.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsfield's just doing an excellent job. They've been getting offensive boards here and there, and, you know, it's just been working for them, so.
Absolutely. For the Redhawks, leading the way in the scoring is Addie Harrington, who has 7 points, compared to Harlan Castillo on the Generals, who also has 7 points. Big game for the Redhawks as they play against the number 2 team in Division III here at home, and this will be their last home game for a while until the 2nd of February. So a big homestand for them for a lot of reasons, but right now they trail by 7 at the half. When we come back, it will be the third quarter, fresh 8 minutes for the Redhawks to find a way to first get those rebounds. We'll be back in a few minutes with the second half here in Goodnow Gymnasium. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, still here with Tom Albert on the call from Goodnow Gymnasium. It is a 7-point lead for the visiting Pittsfield Generals here in South Deerfield, Massachusetts. And for the Red Hawks, the home team, Tom, we talked about a lot of things that they need to be thinking about. But really, what do you think that Coach Hastings is saying in the locker room, did say in the locker room to his girls?
He's probably like, hey, listen, guys, we got to do better on this offense. We got to get something going, and we got to pass the ball better, and something along the lines of that. But I don't exactly know what he said.
Well, Coach Hastings has been outstanding this year for the Red Hawks. They've put a lot of faith in him. There was a lot of praise from him when the athletic director, Glenn Sullivan, hired him this season. He came over from Keene State, and he's got, a pedigree of not only success but experience in this sport and coaching in this sport. So for the Red Hawks, they have a lot of faith in that coach, and if they can continue to have that faith in what he said in the locker room, I think that they will, at the very least, fare better in this second half. But hopefully something that he addressed there is something like that, Tom, which is those errant passes that the Red Hawks have been making. It's been killing their offense more than anything else they've been doing in this game. And here are the Generals back on their offense. 3-ball put up by Ellerby. That misses. Steele gets the rebound. A good defensive rebound for the Red Hawks. A long, hard pass. Harrington looking back to Campbell who passed it to her. Modesto didn't want the 3. Double team. Kicked out to Harrington. She shoots a 3. Rebound brought down by Modesto as she beat Summers to it. Kiana Summers trying to pick her pocket. Kicked out to Steele. She can't knock down a 3. Rebound going to Kiana Summers. Summers puts it up off the glass on a fast break, and she misses. Early offensive losses for both teams. Another high pass, this time to DeMeo. Almost lost by Campbell. She tries to pass it to Modesto, and a great save by Castillo down low. Here comes Summers the other way. Sends it up high. Ellerby pitches it out on the near side, floating back up top, and Conyers can't nail the 3. She sells it short. Conyers driving down low, kicks it out, and it's turned over. Modesto has the ball now. Still a 7-point deficit for the Red Hawks. Neither team has been able to score in the 90 seconds we've had so far of the second half. Modesto has it up top from Campbell. Sends it through the hands of Campbell, but it went off of Pittsfield afterwards, and it stays Frontier's ball.
Yeah, it was just deflected off Stats there.
Campbell underneath her own basket as we have a quiet gym here in Frontier, and it's turned over again. That might be a big reason why it's so quiet. Steele almost takes it back. Sent up high, around to Ellerby. Campbell can't get there, and the 3 ball's missed. Stets has it on an uncontested rebound all the way at the 3-point line. Moving shot taken by Summers. And Campbell gets the board, sends it forward to Modesto, through traffic to Harrington, and she gets the first points of the second half. Red Hawks now trailing by 5. Conyers a deep 3, no arc on the shot. I'm not sure how it even got on top of the basket, Tom, but it looks like we have confusion from the official on this call, and it's going to stay with Pittsfield.
Yeah, I think Macy just stepped out of bounds there.
Looked like he was going to point the other way, but then reassessed his call. Conyers with the ball, sends it over to Ellerby. She doesn't want the 3 from the same spot. Now Conyers gets a screen from Ellerby, blows right past the Red Hawks defense, and gets another bucket. Here comes the press from the Generals again. Red Hawks break through it. Harrington splits the defense, puts up a shot, gets her own rebound, and it's going to the Generals off of a jump ball call. Summers brings the ball up. Kiana Summers has Conyers to her left, who's been the main point guard for the Generals. Stets hands it over to Conyers. Through everyone, and she draws the foul, but she misses the shot. An impressive drive through traffic there, as the first foul of the second half will be called against the Red Hawks.
Addie Harrington, her second.
First shot is missed by Caprice Conyers. She goes 1 for 2 at the line, now leads her team in scoring with 8 points on the night. Very even distribution for the Generals as a tough screen is set up high by Modesto. Conyers almost got knocked over. Steele, far corner 3, and she knocks it down. That'll light the crowd back up.
Nice 3 by Steele.
Generals try and move fast to kill the momentum for the Redhawks. Stets had to pass it back up top. Conyers, guarded by Modesto, blows right past her, around Harrington, and she knocks it down off the glass. A great shot behind the back of Addie Harrington. Steele, unguarded, gets the ball tipped away from behind her. Summers, great feed to Conyers, but she has to backtrack. Here comes Castillo, and she finishes the play. Beautiful sequences from the Pittsfield Generals. The Redhawks now down by the biggest margin tonight, 9 points. Ellerby gets knocked down on a screen from Modesto. The stretch pass is turned over by the Redhawks. Modesto knocks down Caprice Conyers as she goes up for a shot. That will probably, I think that's Modesto's first foul of the game.
Yeah, it was either on Campbell or...
It was on Campbell. Also her first. Conyers somehow shooting in a quiet gym.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to make some noise.
It's a packed student section, and there's no noise. Redhawks now down by 10 as Conyers has 11 on the night. Steele has an opening, now double team, knocked down on the pass, one-handed feed to DeMayo. Sent out wide, 3-ball, Harrington, and she drills it.
Nice job by Addie Harrington, as she has 12 on the night now.
Stets puts it up. I think Modesto got a piece of it. Now Conyers, guarded by Harrington. Ellerby sends it right into the foot of DeMayo. And it'll go out of bounds off of Macy DeMayo's foot. Campbell will be guarding Caprice Conyers off of the inbound and will be sent to Caprice Conyers off of this inbound high pass. Harrington was ready for it. She gets the steal. Steele is all the way down the floor, and Skylar Steele gets the transition bucket. Redhawks back within 5. Here's Stets. Sees her girl down low. Pressured fiercely is Summers. Kiana Summers sends it to Ellerby, who shoots a wide 3. Rebound brought down by Harrington. And Ellerby couldn't get the deflection as she leapt to the pass. Campbell feeds it to Modesto down low, gets knocked down, and it will be no foul. Pittsfield's ball.
Yeah, the Hawks need to come up with another stop here, Mason.
Conyers taking it up slowly, just walking up the floor. Now she speeds through traffic and knocks it down off the glass. That kind of acceleration, just all of a sudden flooring it, is really what's taking the Redhawks by surprise, it feels like, as Steele somehow gets through traffic. Campbell has an open look. Now Modesto does. She can't knock it down. Kiana Summers throws Campbell off of her and now sends it forward. Almost hit the back of the head of Harrington. Now a one-handed pass to Stets, who sells it way short, barely touched the rim, and now a foul going to be called here on Caprice Conyers, it looks like.
Yep, and that's going to be Conyers' first foul, team's first of this second quarter. Again, very clean from both teams, Mason.
Off the inbound pass, Steele gets it back. Now she's at the logo. Circles around, she gets it back from Campbell. Campbell drifting on her left. Now a hard bounce pass to Campbell, sends it really high above the head of Jazzy Hayes. And again, it's the passing for the Redhawks. They just have not been able to connect with each other this game, Tom.
Yeah, it's not been looking good for him, Mason. got to make better passes.
7-point deficit again for the Red Hawks as they're back on defense. Conyers faked a 3, puts up a 2, felt a body on the way up, and now Red Hawks bringing it the other way. One-handed pass over to Hayes. Hayes sends it up high and wide. Steele with it, sends it up to Harrington, and Harrington's pass was tipped going the other way. There's no one on defense for the Red Hawks that was in front of Smith Moody, and she gets her 7th point of the game. Harrington wants the corner 3, and she's got the corner 3. 15 points on the night for Addie Harrington, but the Red Hawks are still down by 6. Travel called on Caprice Conyers as she didn't get the dribble down fast enough.
Yeah, Harrington, she's keeping her team in this game, Mason.
She's been making a lot of errors on offense with the passing, though, Tom.
Yeah.
To be fair to her, though, everyone has. Here's Hayes with the ball. On the right side, high pass. Steele sends it over to Harrington. Harrington wants it back to Steele. Steele sets a screen for Harrington. Harrington still wants to get it away. Hayes wide open in the near corner. Couldn't gather up the dribble for a shot, and she sticks it between the basket and the backboard.
So unlucky there.
I'll have to get another ball to knock it free, as Steele does. And that throws the play, so it'll be Frontiers ball with 11 to shoot. Inbound pass, Steele wasn't ready for it. No one was ready for an inbound. Taken quickly by the Red Hawks. Steele gathers up the ball. 6 seconds, now 5, and she drills the 3. She didn't want to take it, but she made it anyway. It's a 3-point game with a shot clock off at the end of the 3rd quarter. Smith Moody, and now the band is leading the chance for the Red Hawks student section. Deflected pass. Smith Moody puts up a 3 wide off the glass, and now the rebound going to the Red Hawks. 11 seconds to go. Moving quickly. They turn it over. Here comes Conyers with 7 seconds. Conyers has Steele in front of her, and Conyers draws the foul. Steele not wanting to take a chance in the dying moments of the quarter. They've got 4.4 to go. They're hoping to get one last shot off here.
Looking to check in is Roan Riley and Ashley Golinsky.
Second foul on Skylar Steele. As Conyers now with 14 on the night. Campbell and Harrington onto the bench at the end of the 3rd for the Red Hawks. .15 points for Conyers. 4.5 to go. Schreiber gets the ball. Now back to Steele. 2 seconds. Half-court heave. And she can't knock it down. 37-42 is the score at the end of 3. Just 8 minutes to go in this game, Tom. And the Red Hawks have only led for around 4 minutes of this whole game.
Yeah, it was early on in the first quarter when they led. And they finally kind of found a way to get back in this game late in that 3rd quarter, as they were struggling in the beginning of the quarter yet again.
For the Red Hawks, it really has just been less about what they've been doing well and more about what they have been doing poorly. Because what they've been doing poorly this game is usually what they've been doing well in every other game that they've played this season, Tom.
Yeah.
It just still seems uncharacteristic of them in such a big game. And like I said before, I think it really ends up being a mental thing for a lot of it. The scale of this game and the gravity of it really has gotten to them. And we thought they had gotten over it by the end of the 1st quarter.
Yeah.
But the Generals just upping the pressure on defense and on offense as well. And that scale is just not something that the Red Hawks have been able to keep up with consistently. They've been able to match them for small periods of time in this game, and they're going to have to really figure it out for at least 6 of the 8 minutes that we have here, I'd say, in the final quarter. Hayes right in front of our table here at half court. As there was confusion, she thought she was taking the inbounds. Now the Generals do. As they lead by 5 against the Red Hawks. Conyers with the ball, sends it over to her left. Back to Conyers from Ellerby. Ellerby sheds the defense, sent out to Conyers, as there is a screen and another travel on Caprice Conyers. And Coach Conyers, really, if the Generals lose this game by a small margin, I think she might have a couple words to say to the refs about those travel calls. But the Red Hawks spent all of 3 seconds on offense, and those 3 seconds were the length of time it took for the ball to be sent the length of the court. Now it ends up back on their end, their defensive end, with the Generals back in possession. Sent up high, Summers with it. Ellerby, guarded by Harrington, sends it back up to Summers. Now Conyers, double teamed. Hayes on her, gets a hand on the pass, but Stetz has it still. Stetz, back to Conyers. She drives and feels the contact from Modesto. Turnover. Hayes has the ball off of her steal. Hayes, double teamed, sees Modesto through traffic, and she can't get the shot to fall. Driving quickly is Summers, and it falls out of the rim. Looked like it was going down for sure. A jump ball is going to be called, and this one will go to the Red Hawks, it looks like. A couple players will tie their shoes, as still no one able to score in the first 63 seconds of this game. Steele with a long pass, and no one was guarding Harper Modesto. Got to watch her back, but she passes it forward. Harrington sends it back to Steele. Steele driving and can't knock down the short two, as she was triple teamed. Stetz can't get it to fall. I think Modesto got a piece of it as she went up, and Stetz hobbling on her knee that was braced during this game. And another pass that's too hard for Addie Harrington.
Both teams struggling a little bit right now, Mason, offensively.
We saw this happen at the start of the third quarter. Started to heat up for both teams around the 2.5-minute mark into the quarter. And we're a minute and a half in now. Backdoor cut was thought about as Ellerby was open for a moment. Now a deep two is launched up, bricked against the far side. Modesto will pass it back to Harrington. Red Hawks break the press. Harrington on a blazing track and one. That will light up the crowd for sure.
And Harrington leads both teams in scoring with 17.
Boys basketball team showing their support. As Castillo gets her third foul of the night. Campbell drops back on defense to guard against Summers, who's fallen back, and Harrington gets her three-point play. It's a 2-point ball game. Pass right over the hand of Steele, who almost got there in time, and now it's Madison Stetz who's called for a travel. I don't know how many travel calls we've had just against the Generals, but it has been amazing.
Yeah, I'd say it's at least like eight now, maybe more than that.
Great win in the air by Steele. Bounce pass to Modesto, and she draws the foul as she goes up. Shot didn't go down as it was sent high and wide, but she's got a chance to tie the game at the line, Tom.
Yeah, crucial free throws right here. Try to get your team right back in it.
Stetz picking up her second foul of the game. Here's her first shot from the line, and she misses it. Harrington having a talk with Coach Hastings. Seems to be offering some support to her. Modesto goes 0 for 2, but Campbell wins the rebound. Pass back to Campbell from Modesto. Campbell sees Harrington on the far side. Fresh shot clock for the Redhawks. It's now at 25. Hayes slowing it down up top. Through the hands of Steele. Can't win it back. Here comes Kiana Summers. And one for Kiana Summers.
Yeah, even as she was falling down, she just put that shot up and it worked for her.
Just her second basket of the game, but she earned that one. Has a chance to bring it back to a 5-point lead for her Generals. Steele picks up her third foul. Can't make the three-point play. Steele gets the rebound, wins it back for the Redhawks. 5:25 to go in the game. Redhawks trail by 4. Steele holds up. Now it's over to Modesto. Campbell has the ball. Hands it off to Harrington. Modesto double-teamed. Down low to Campbell, who loses it. And it's the Generals' ball.
Costly turnover there, Mason.
Summers taking her time across half court. Now taking her time at the logo. Stets has the ball. Hands it over to Summers. Kiana Summers driving. Sends it out to Stets. Modesto guarding Stets. Ellerby gets the outlet. Now Summer with a jab step. 2 jab steps. Summers knocks it down off the glass again. She's got 6 points, and that is the lead for the Generals. Harrington slows it up. She's got Hayes behind her. Passes it to Hayes. There's 4:35 to go in the game. Redhawks need to start putting some points up. Campbell's pass deflected. Still finds its way to Steele. She hands it off. Now it's back to Steele from Hayes. Steele. Campbell. 3 ball. Yes!
That's just what the Hawks needed, Mason.
Lead cut in half for the Generals. Just a 3-point ball game now. 4:12 to go. Student section getting loud. Conyers with the ball on the right wing, trying to blow past Campbell. She sends it out. Ellerby tries to answer, and she does.
Right back.
Her second made 3 tonight. All 6 points in the game for her, and the third timeout of the game from Coach Hastings as the Redhawks trailing by 6 once again as Ellerby answers right back from Campbell's big 3.
Yeah, the Redhawks, they just need to come up with a couple more defensive stops, and they'll be right back in this one, Mason.
It really, I think you're right, Tom. It's not going to come from some kind of clutch offensive refurbishing all of a sudden. It's going to come from their defense. Their defense has been getting picked apart by Pittsfield, and it's really like the first or second time that we've seen this happen for the Redhawks defense this season, and they don't know what to do about it because it hasn't happened because their defense is so good. When their defense is failing them, they don't know what to do about it, and that, I hope, is what Coach Hastings is really trying to address with them, especially with Caprice Conyers, who's been really great. She hasn't made a great amount of the shots that she's put up, but she has been outstanding at breaking down the Redhawks defense.
Yeah, she's done an excellent job of moving the ball and stopping the Redhawks.
And I expect that the Generals will put the ball back in her hands when they get back on offense. Modesto gets the inbound, and now she hands it back to Campbell. Campbell has Hayes behind her, now to her left. Campbell driving, Stets on her, sends it out. Here's Hayes, who fakes a 3. Harrington wants the 3, sends it too high, and it's off. It didn't even hit the backboard. It hit the whatever is holding it up. I'm not sure what to call it, but
Black.
it hit the black metal above
Yeah.
it. That's just to be very literal about it. But Ellerby has the ball, 3:30 to go. Redhawks trail by 6. Stets has it now at the nail. Summers sees Stets, loose ball, and Harrington comes up with it. Long pass over to Hayes. She fakes the shot. Steele has a 3.
Oh, in and out.
Out of the rim. She had it, and Summers did step out of bounds. And it will be the Redhawks ball once again as they're bailed out on offense. It was a huge chance for Skylar Steele, and now Redhawks setting up the same play that was run earlier by the Generals. They break out of it now, out of the inbound. Hayes controlling at the point. Hayes now floating back. Gets a screen from Harrington. Almost loses the ball to Conyers. Sends it over. Now Campbell has a three again and knocks it down again.
Huge three again by Whitney Campbell.
She is dangerous from downtown. 3-point game again. Conyers, will she have an answer? Back to Conyers. She doesn't want it. Kiana Summers has the ball. There's 2:35 to go in the game. 20 seconds to shoot for the Generals. Conyers pops out on the right side. Over to Castillo. Castillo to Conyers. Ellerby, she answered before. One-handed pass, picked off. Here comes Skylar Steele. She's got Campbell. Can't get it back to Steele. It's a loose ball. Summers has it, plowing through everyone, and a jump ball is called. Everyone in Frontier stands was asking for a travel.
Yeah, I feel like that's got to be a travel, Mason, but
it looked like it was. But I guess they'll say she didn't have possession of it, as everyone else was grabbing for it too. So the jump ball goes the way of Pittsfield, as Frontier won it the last time it was called.
I got to make another stop here, Mason.
2:10 to go in the game. And it's a 3-point lead for Pittsfield. They have the ball. Summers and Conyers playing catch. She almost loses it, and now she does. Harrington gets the steal, and a foul going to be called. Will it be on Conyers? I didn't see the hand signal. There's a head in the way. But it will be a foul against Pittsfield. No. It will be against Ellerby. Coach Conyers upset with her players after that turnover. And we have a stoppage. Maybe an equipment issue. No, blood on the court. There's a cut on, it looks like Kiana Summers' leg. Someone pointed out, I think it was Modesto who pointed it out as she motioned to the official that was on the near side of the floor.
Yeah.
So there's blood on the floor. They have to clean it up. You can't have liquid on the floor. So with 1:57 to go, we have a stoppage here. It's Summers is binded up, trying to fire her team back up, and we'll see how that stoppage might affect some of the momentum we have here. Campbell gets separation and the inbound pass. Trying to blow through the press. Campbell wanting a pass. Gets past Modesto. Steele breaks up the turnover. Still has her hand on it, and Frontier should have it off of the jump ball, and they do. A big win from Skylar Steele.
Yeah, just an excellent job there, keeping her hand on the ball.
And no, there was a timeout called on the floor.
What?
A timeout was called by the coach of Pittsfield. They used their first timeout of the game with 1:45 to go, and they will maintain possession of the ball. Huge timeout.
Yeah, definitely a huge call there, but 1:45 left to go. The Hawks, they just got to make one big defensive stop and then get something offensively. And not a lot of time left on the clock, though. So
it's been tough for the Redhawks, though. They've made that defensive stop 2 times in a row now, Tom. And now it's a timeout. It's a turnover and a good timeout from Coach Conyers that bails out the Generals after they were bailed out previously by a whistle. So for Frontier, they trail by 3, trying to defend one of the biggest win streaks we've seen in a long time from this girls team, from any team, either boys or girls at Frontier. They've won 10 games in a row. Pittsfield trying to restart a larger win streak. They've won 3 games in a row coming into this one, including 2 out-of-state games. As I mentioned before, that one against Scarsdale. And now looks like we're just adjusting assignments of the officials, and we're set to play. It will be Summers who has the ball. Now pressured by Jazzy Hayes. Hayes guarding fiercely. Double team. She gets it over to her teammate who sends it up high. Conyers had the ball. Conyers now floating on the right. Ellerby motioning to Conyers. She wants to get it to her in the corner. No one guarding Conyers. And she misses the 3 ball. Harrington on the rebound, and she does win it. Here comes Harrington. Campbell down low, but she sends it up high to Steele. Steele gets a screen. Steele off the glass, and she can't make the shot. Rebound stripped loose. Campbell won it back. Campbell sees Steele. Steele with a 3.
Oh!
It's good!
What a 3 by Skylar Steele.
Timeout called by Coach Conyers. No, by Coach Hastings. The student section almost fell down, and it's a tie game with 65 seconds to go.
Wow, Mason, that was an incredible 3 by Skylar Steele.
Oh, my goodness. I wish Tyler Wolkowitz was here with his little replay machine, Todd. If any play in this game deserves to be replayed, that one does. That was the best sequence the Red Hawks have had all night, and it comes at the most crucial time in the game for them. 65 seconds to go. They've fought their way back from being down as many as 9 points.
Yep.
And what has been a very low-scoring game for both teams. Both of these teams averaging just around 60 points in a game, and they haven't even scored 50 yet. I mean, granted, it's one below 50, but still, I mean, neither of them are really on pace to meet that average in this game. I think it's safe to say both of them have been struggling with shooting, but now, we mentioned it before, the Red Hawks student section has been really quiet, but now they're on their feet, led by the boys basketball team. Red Hawks back on defense. Here comes Conyers, hands it back to Summers. Conyers back to Summers. Summers calling out a play. Castillo with the ball, guarded by Campbell. Castillo lost the ball. Summers gets it back. 15 to shoot for the Generals. Conyers back to Summers. 12 to shoot. Summers pressured up high. Steele gets the ball, launches it up high. Modesto has it for the Red Hawks. Here comes Harrington. There's 32 seconds to go, and the Red Hawks have a chance to take the lead. Modesto sends it wide. Harrington for 3, and it's no good off the back rim. Summers saves the rebound, and a timeout is going to be taken by the Generals.
Now the Red Hawks got to make another big stop, Mason.
Oh, my goodness. This is really, this is a very special game here. Shot clock is off. There's 24.6 seconds to go. If the Generals can score on this, I'll just say, whoever scores first, the other team is going to the foul game. That's what they're doing immediately. They have to. With a shot clock off now, you have to if you want to stay in this game. Both teams want a 3, obviously, to really up that contest. We saw it from both teams taking their shots. None of them really want to go and battle for it down low, as it's just been so iffy. We talked about the height difference for the Red Hawks. They have the height advantage from range.
Yep.
But for the Generals, I'm a little surprised that we're not seeing number 10, Asia Smith-Moody, on the floor if they're shooting threes. She is the team leader in three-pointers. 72% of her season points have come from threes, but she's on the bench right now. And here we go. 20 seconds to go. Tie game at 49. Generals with the ball. They might try and wait this out to get a last-second shot. Frontier pressuring, trying to keep their assignments clean. Conyers trying to backdoor cut. Here comes Kiana Summers, and it's missed off the backboard. Put up by Stetch. She's knocked down. Saved. Here comes Skylar Steele, and we have a whistle blown as the buzzer sounded. The time ran out in the game. Let's see what the call is here. It's at the last second. Well, the refs talk this over. It looks like we'll see if a foul's put up on the scoreboard. It didn't look like anyone had possession of the ball.
Looks like we're going overtime.
I think that's it. So for the first time this season for the Red Hawks, they will be going to overtime. But this is the second time that Pittsfield's gone to overtime, Tom. They had an overtime win by just 1 point on the road on December 28th against Hornell.
Hopefully the Red Hawks can pull it off, Mason. They've been playing very excellent in these last couple of minutes, especially on defense.
Just an outstanding game. This is, for the girls team, this is what the game against Greenfield was for the boys last season. You remember that game very well, Tom. I imagine this will come down to something like that, whichever way it ends up going. But we're tied at 49. It was 35 seconds on the clock when there was, or just about when it was tied by the shot by Skylar Steele, who made that three, which eventually now is sending the game to overtime. But with 35 seconds remaining, no one could score.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an excellent job by the Hawks on that final stop, Mason. With 24 seconds left, they didn't give anything to Pittsfield.
Well, Pittsfield's are on the floor. They're ready to battle it out. It'll be half a period put up in terms of time. Just 4 seconds instead of, not 4 seconds, excuse me, 4 minutes instead of we're not having a shootout here. It's 4 minutes on the clock instead of the usual 8. And if we're tied at the end of 4 minutes, we'll go to another overtime. That's how it works. Can't have a tie in basketball. Here we go. Overtime starts now in Goodnow Gymnasium. The Red Hawks win the tip-off. Modesto won it for them. Steele sends it forward to Hayes. Hayes pressured up high by Conyers, and Modesto passed it off to Campbell. Campbell fading back to half court. Now she sends it up high, sent up top. Steele for three. Can't knock it down. Rebound loose and brought down by Kiana Summers. It's a stretch pass. Harrington back in time, and she gets the block. No! Called for a foul on Castillo. But she gets a round of applause from her coach for getting back and making a play on the ball. That's her third foul of the game. And thankfully for both teams, they don't have anyone in serious foul trouble, Tom.
Yeah, no one with 4 fouls, so.
But Harrington and Steele do have 3, each of them for the Red Hawks. Castillo gives the lead to the Generals with her first made free throw. She's the only player on the Generals who has 3 fouls. Stetz and Ellerby both have 2. Conyers and Smith Moody both have 1. No shot, lane violation. It stays a 1-point game. That could be really costly. She made the shot. But here come the Red Hawks back on offense. Modesto will hand it. No, doesn't hand it back off to Steele. Breaks the press herself. Hands it off to Campbell. Campbell back at the logo once again. Now she drives forward, leaning to her right. Now it's with Hayes. Hayes with 17 seconds to shoot. Steele gets the pass, guarded by Conyers, and it's turned over. Conyers has the ball. Conyers, pressured from behind, sends it up high, almost gets past Kiana Summers. Open three for Ellerby, and she misses it. Ellerby gets her own rebound, sends it out to Conyers. Fresh shot clock for the Generals. Kiana Summers now calling out a play. 2:40 to go. Just about halfway through this first overtime period. Red Hawks trailing by 1. No one's been able to score anything from the floor so far in overtime. Conyers thought about a 3. Now she dribbles, stutters, tries to pass it up top. Summers fires down low. It's Stetson. She's blocked by Modesto. Harrington gets the rebound, storming down the floor, and has to retreat. Now it's Hayes with it. 27 seconds on their shot clock. Steele gets a feed down low. Will fade back. Here comes Harrington. Deep 2. Sends it off the back rim, and Modesto draws her own foul. She missed free throws earlier in the game. She went 0 for 2 at the line, and now she could tie it up or take the lead. No one has scored on the floor, Tom.
Yeah, this is a crucial moment, though. Harper Modesto's got to at least make 1 here.
And she does. Tie game. Those are her first points of the night. And that is Madison Stett's 3rd foul of the night. 2nd Generals player with 3 fouls. She goes 2 for 2. Modesto with clutch free throws to give Frontier a 1-point lead. Here comes Conyers on the left wing, one-handed, swung around the horn. Crowds on their feet, 20 seconds to shoot. Ellerby to Stetz, had an opening, but it's closed up by Hayes, almost lost the ball. Now Conyers with it. Conyers through traffic, and Castillo knocks it down.
It's a big bucket, Mason.
Hard pass to Harrington. Harrington driving, now has to pull up because of Castillo's defense. There's a minute 25 to go. 25 seconds on the Red Hawks shot clock. Harrington popped free. Here comes Conyers. Modesto in pursuit. She can't make the layup. Rebound is loose. Sent out to Summers. Can knock down the shot. Steele's knocked down. Was looking for a foul, but Hayes has the rebound. Redhawks down by 1 point. There's 60 seconds to go, and the last timeout's going to be taken by Coach Hastings with 61 on the clock. Well, this just couldn't get any better, could it, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to the wire, Mason. Can the Hawks convert on this bucket? I mean, they got to convert on this drive. It's very crucial.
Redhawks defense has really stepped up late in this game. Looks like they're running a zone defense so far, and the shifts have been working for them. There was a couple times where they were playing man earlier in the game, I'm pretty sure, and they had some missed assignments, especially down low. There was a couple feeds that happened down low on the back door for the Generals that got them some crucial points. Yeah. But for the Generals, Tom, they won their overtime the last time that they played an overtime game against Cornell. They won it by just 1 point. It was 65-64. I don't think we'll get to 65 points or 64 points, but you never know. These teams have been shocking us all night long. But with 61 seconds to go, the timeout expires for Coach Hastings, and now he has to leave it up to his players. No timeouts left for him, unless there might be some extra for overtime. I'm not sure if that might be a rule. We'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't be surprised, though.
Yeah, maybe they give each team one.
Harrington speeds out of a stack formation, gets the inbound pass from Steele. Now she drives. Has to throw on the brakes from Stetz. Backdoor feed. Here's Modesto.
Huge bucket.
She's only scored in overtime, and now she gives the Redhawks the lead again. Through traffic, Conyers. She traveled again. And I said before, the travel is going to come back to haunt the Generals and Coach Conyers. She's losing her mind. Redhawks have the ball, and there's a 9.8 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Redhawks, if they can convert after those 9 seconds, will have no shot clock. Inbound sent back from Modesto to Skylar Steele. Steele across half court. It's turned over. Here comes Conyers. No one in front, and she makes it. Redhawks trailing by 1. Shot clock is off. Steele is called for an over and back. There's confusion, and the officials might have to talk about this one. Steele really upset with herself if this stands. This might get turned over. The official from the near side of the floor called it. Coach Hastings protested the call immediately with confusion on his face. She had 1 foot across and 1 foot behind, and then the foot that was across came back, Tom.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the call might be here. This could go either way.
Oh, wow.
And it will stay with the Redhawks. Call is overturned.
That's a huge call, Mason.
Very huge call. And I think we got a timeout here from, timeout from Pittsfield. 3rd timeout they've used this game. Well, the Redhawks now with 26.4 to go are trailing by 1 once again.
Yeah, just a costly turnover there that made the bucket easy for him. So we'll see what Coach Hastings draws up for the Redhawks here
They've got the best chance that they've got right now.
Yep.
You got to wonder how much time they're willing to take up, or they're okay with taking up in the time that's left. There's no shot clock. They have 26 and a half seconds to work with, right?
Yeah.
And they can use up all of those 26 and a half seconds once it goes in the air. Or they can try and sell it early and take their chances on defense. It's
Yeah. I mean, you also got to think if they don't make the bucket, they'll have to foul.
the other thing to keep an eye on here is Pittsfield. If they get one more foul on them, Redhawks go into a bonus, and that could really change the pace of things.
Yep.
But here we go. Redhawks with 26 seconds off of a stack formation. Steele sees Modesto down low, a good feed. Gets hacked on the arm, and there was no call. It's turned over as she missed the shot. Redhawks might try and foul, but it's turned over. Jazzy Hayes has the ball. There's 15 seconds on the clock. Hayes gathers it up. Steele with the ball. 10 seconds. Steele at the logo. Pressured high by Conyers, and it's turned over again. And there will be a travel. It's turned over.
What?
The Redhawks get the ball back with 5 seconds to go. This is chaos.
Huh. That's a huge call right there, Mason.
And Coach Conyers was saying that she called a timeout. We have a conversation from the officials. And they did call a timeout. They're giving it to them for the second time in the game.
Yeah, so the Hawks will have to foul pretty instantly here.
They will. That's a tough break for the Redhawks. It really did look like Modesto got fouled hard by Stets on that shot. She missed it regardless, but that would have sent her to the line for the third time tonight with a chance to take the lead on 2 shots. Well, that's the 4th and potentially second to last timeout for the Generals as they assess their situation. And they lead this game by 1. As we said earlier, they have had 1 overtime win earlier in the season, and that was just by 1 point. Redhawks will take this to the foul line if they can, but they'll take a steal if they can get it off of the inbound.
Yeah, a steal would be huge.
Castillo will take the inbound. There's 5.3 seconds on the clock. Redhawks assuming their posts on defense. Conyers does get the ball, loose ball, and called for a foul. I think it was going to be Hayes who gets called for the foul. 3.9 on the clock. The Redhawks can't send him to the foul line just yet. The fouls were low in this quarter. Consequences of a clean sheet. Hayes guarding Conyers. Summers gets the ball. Steele fouls her. A lot of time came off there. There's 2.4 remaining. Redhawks just need to get 1 more foul quickly. It'll go to the line, and then they might have a chance for a shot.
Yeah, it'll be a catch and shoot.
Here's a stack. This might decide things here. Redhawks really trying for a steal, and they won't get it. Foul immediately on Conyers by Hayes. That'll be her 3rd. There's a 2.5 to go. So now the bonus goes to the Generals at the line with a 1-point lead. Is Conyers, she makes her 1st. Conyers can't quite close this out. There's a 2.5, so anyone that's taking a shot is going to be shooting a 3. Harrington drops down to the end of the floor. Hayes takes her spot on the lines. Here's the second shot. If she misses, the rebound will be loose, and she does. It goes not out of bounds, and Pittsfield wins it. by 2 points. And the Red Hawks lose a heartbreaker at home against the Generals. Their win streak is over.
I mean, they did play excellent in that late in that fourth quarter, Mason. So you got to give it to them there. But just couldn't come up with the win tonight.
A lot of close calls at the end of that game. But a hard-fought battle for the Red Hawks to even send it into overtime. A lot of credit to Skylar Steele to hit that clutch shot, and to Harper Modesto, who stepped up huge in overtime to make this a one-point game the whole way through until those final free throws by Caprice Conyers. And with that, the Red Hawks' massive win streak comes to an end. An overtime loss, though, by just 2 points, certainly not going to go against them too harshly in their standings, especially against the number 2 team in Division III. A very hard-fought battle and a lot to be proud of for the Red Hawks. They will look forward to their next game, which will be on the road in a few days, and they won't be back in Goodnow Gymnasium for a little while. This was their third to last game. And before we sign off here, we'd like to take a moment to thank all of our crew that always shows up and makes this possible. And thank you to you, our viewers, for always tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this very exciting stream here from Goodnow Gymnasium. I've been Mason Smith, here with Tom Albert. Thank you for watching Frontier Community Access Television.